Hey folks, welcome back. Chris in Central Pennsylvania. Bad news for Mel and Pete Viljoen, the accused scamsters who reportedly defrauded lots of people in South Africa through Tammy Taylor franchise, as well as selling a franchise to someone else. Real Housewives of Pretoria, a thoroughly repulsive group of people that we're seeing here. The South African couple were being held in the West Palm Beach police holding cell in Florida on theft charges for shoplifting. They were supposed to remain in custody there until their next court appearance, or if they could raise bail of $10,000 each. Reality TV couple Melanie Viljoen, 39, and Petrus Pete Viljoen, 57, who were featured on Real Housewives of Pretoria, were arrested in Boca Raton, Florida on the 10th of March.
If there's an entrance, to see if it's like a outside unit or inside.
You're arresting me?
Petrus?
Sorry?
Petrus?
Yeah.
Petrus? Okay. You go by Pete or?
Yeah,
Pete? Okay. I'm Detective Williamson. All right. Obviously, I'm with the Boca Raton Police Department. I'm investigating a crime that's been occurring since August of last year.
Where do you want to go? To level 1?
Yeah.
Let's go to level 1.
Let's go to level 1.
Where did you park?
Oh, you hit G?
In the parking lot, yeah. It seemed a little bit lower than 1, so. Whoops.
Take an elevator ride.
I parked over here.
All right. Obviously, I know that I do have to give you just a quick search. I know. I know, but still, I just want to kind of just for. Go ahead, have a seat. It's just a quick drive back to the PD. About 7-10 minutes, not even.
Police say they ran a 6-month ticket switching theft scheme at Publix, which is a local supermarket, stealing $5,302 in groceries across 52 transactions. This wasn't a mistake. 52 times indicates intent from August of 2025 until March of 2026. Investigators say that 392 items went unscanned, often by scanning cheap seasoning packets while bagging expensive goods. Closed circuit television allegedly shows Pete distracting staff while Melanie used self-checkout. So they've gone from driving Ferraris to wearing handcuffs. But a funny thing has happened. These people who were falsely claimed by many South African pundits as having been part of the refugee program had nothing to do with the U.S. refugee program, other than allegations that are surfacing now that they attempted to glom onto the program to potentially defraud South Africans who've come over in the refugee program, or try to find a way to make money off the program, contacting people who are helping refugees. These are allegations that come up recently. But U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement, ICE, has started taking interest in this couple for their alleged crimes while visiting America on tourism visas. And that's the fact. They entered this country with false pretenses, coming on a visa as a tourist, yet telling South Africans that they were moving to America. They had no basis to live here. They were simply tourists. They came here, then once they arrived in the country, went and made a bogus asylum claim, apparently, seeking asylum, and now have been well past their tourism visa stay. And they claim that they had to steal because they were suffering, but they were stealing Prosecco and other things. Now, according to the Media 24 network in South Africa, they've discovered that Pete is being held at the notorious Florida facility known as the Alligator Alcatraz. Now, one of the officials at one of the detention facilities in West Palm Beach said, I'm not sure if they're going to be deported. Well, I don't know if they're going to be deported either. However, they have committed crimes in America. They're not here legitimately. Their asylum claim will most likely be denied if it ever gets to court. In the meantime, they're likely to wind up in jail, and therefore their asylum claim will for certain be declined once they're convicted in jail. Now, Pete is supposedly being held at that facility, which is 200 kilometers from the West Palm Beach police station. The police in Boca Raton, who took them into custody, told the Media 24 outlet that the ICE will now investigate this couple. ICE will determine if Viljoens are illegally in the country. If they are illegally in the country, it could lead to a heavier sentence, indeed, and deportation. Now, Amnesty International issued a report in December in which they claim that conditions at Alligator Alcatraz are inhumane, with inmates reportedly being tortured. Of course, they offered zero evidence to support that claim. The system is deliberately built to punish people in detention, says Anna Pikir, Amnesty International's regional director for the Americas. Now, this is an organization that hates America, yet is based in America, and it has consistently attacked America for the federal death penalty while ignoring the treatment of people in other countries, particularly the Middle East and in Africa. Now, for her part, Mel has been taken to the Broward facility that ICE has, which has a capacity of just 700 people. Human Rights Watch has also been critical of conditions at South Florida Alligator Alcatraz, describing them last year as a blatant violation of international human rights standards and the American government's own immigration detention standards. They came to this country with false pretenses and then sought asylum illegitimately, and for that they should have been deported. And quite frankly, you're welcome to have them back, South Africa. I see South African commentators, including a few who like to stir the pot, acting as if this is the place where they belong. No, these hucksters came from South Africa, and they can go back there. You're welcome to them. You know, we've successfully been able to get rid of Trevor Noah and send him back to South Africa. You're welcome. If we get rid of these two reprobates, then I think all we have left to do is send Charlize Theron back to South Africa where she belongs. Yeah. Once again, neither of these two are refugees. They did not participate in the refugee program. They were not granted refugee status. They entered this country as tourists and stayed here illegitimately. Whether they stayed here illegally will be determined on the outcome of their asylum claim, which is likely to go very poorly after having been arrested for shoplifting. Caught on CCTV, caught with the evidence. Yes. What do you say about this? But I find it comical that South Africans are attacking America for your export of criminals to America. You can have them back. What say you, South Africa, Mzansi? Cheers.
So that's what you're being arrested for. It's for retail theft. All right. So what's going to happen is we're going to take you back to our headquarters, and we're going to sit there. We're going to have a conversation. All right, and then you'll be transported to the Palm Beach County Jail.